guys all, this is honestly one of the greatest joys I ever get in this business, is to come here to Hall H to thank you guys for allowing us to do this. Thank you.
Hugh, it's so great seeing the character up there. It's so great seeing the Wolverine up there. And for you, I mean, what can you tell us about the journey the character has in this movie? It's an extraordinary change for him.
Everything Jim and I wanted to do about this movie was to make sure that for fans who've seen the X-Men movies, the first Wolverine movie, or for those who haven't, this is something completely fresh, completely different. Obviously, you guys know it emanates from probably one of the most famous comic book arcs, the Japanese story or Samurai Saga. And 13 years ago, I first read that in my trailer, that comic book, whilst being in my trailer, filming X-Men 1, and I said to Lawrence Shaladonna, this is the movie we need to make. Well, 13 years later, it's here. I think you get to understand way more about the character than you've ever seen before. And as many of you have said to me on planes, in the street, and various places around the world, you finally get to see the Berserker Rage in full. So I hope you enjoy it.
James, I wanted to ask you a little bit. We have some more time. What's for you? One of the things that you got to do in this film is we see a Wolverine who does suffer, who is in peril, because he's always healed before, but things are a little different in this movie, right?
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but I think that one of the things that we wanted to explore in this film that was resonating throughout Claremont Miller, and I think is a big issue for any character that doesn't die, that can recover from any injury, or in Logan's case, I guess almost any injury, is how do you go on living when everyone you know and love fades away? What is that like? We've seen even in the first Origins and in the other X-Men and in our film, we see Logan's been present through history. And we know through the comic books he's been present through history. He's been here a long time. Well, what's that like? Falling in love, losing the people you care about, watching people die and having to start again. And let's be honest, Logan isn't exactly the most socially adept character we've ever seen in comic books. So when you lose the people you're intimate with, at some point you start to withdraw and get low. And it was our decision when we decided where we're going to start this film in relation to the timeline of everything else, that we're going to begin when Logan's lost everybody. He's lost everybody. The X-Men, Professor X, Jean Grey, by his own hand, in fact. And so when we find him in the Yukon as Claremont Miller begins, we're finding also a character who was retreated from relationships with other living people.
And romance doesn't always go well in superhero movies. In Marvel movies in general, I mean, the great romances would be, Peter Parker and Mary Jane or Gwen, and of course Tony Stark and Tony Stark.
Logan loves women. Logan has always loved women. If there's one place, you comment on it.
Yeah, no, we talked about this right from the beginning. There was another thing, apart from the relationship with Jean Grey, I felt we could go way further with it, is in the DNA of the comic book series, is that his saving grace and his kryptonite is women. So finally in this movie there are 4 incredible female characters. There is, as you saw briefly there, Jean Grey is back. You get to understand probably more of that relationship, what it means to him. But there are 3 other great female characters, and personally, and on behalf of Wolverine, that was a great thing.
Sometimes I felt like we were making a Fellini film.